Hello and welcome to A Closer Look. My name is Gail Tatum. With me today is Dr. Vincent Cotter, our new North Penn High School principal. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You and I have seen each other several times, but I know
Yes.
you're still the new person here. Have you been here a month yet?
Yeah, just about a month.
Just about a month.
Just about a month.
And you've had about 10 days of school. So is it starting to feel comfortable?
It feels good.
Does it?
It feels real good. I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. We're glad to have you. This is a big challenge. This is a big high school, and you have lots of kids, and you have big faculty to worry about, but we know you're up to the task, and
Thanks.
we're glad you're here. Now, you have your full administrative team in place now, don't you?
We do. We do.
Okay.
We
How's
hired,
that going?
well, good. We hired 2 assistant principals,
Uh-huh.
Pat Krug and Sandy Newman, and
Good.
I think it provides a real excellent mix of new people and established people
That's
in the
nice.
building. You have new ideas and to provide a perspective, and you have the existing team that can provide some balance in terms of what was in tradition that existed.
That is a nice balance, it's true, because you need to have somebody who knows some of the routines of what's going on here and how to get things done, but it's good to challenge the old.
Absolutely.
And to say, well, we've done it this way somewhere else, and that is a healthy thing. A lot of people have asked me in the Community Relations Office about what this home office business is. I know as my children are graduates of North Penn High School, and I know we had grade level offices then, but that has changed in recent years. I know this isn't the first year for change, but could you explain that a little? I think that might be of interest to people.
Well, essentially with the grade level system, you had principals that were basically interacting with one level of students. With the home office system, there's an alphabetical breakdown.
Okay.
And with the addition of new staff, we now have 4 assistant principals that divide up the alphabet of the school, essentially for discipline and attendance purposes.
Okay.
And by dividing it alphabetically, there's a greater administrative student ratio, so that there's more student contact with administrators, and I think it's more effective that way.
Yeah.
The one major advantage that I see over the years is the fact that you maintained the group of students that alphabetically you remain with them year after year after year, which is good.
Oh, they do. All right. So the students who start in sophomore year have the same principal that they're associated with throughout. So there's a little bit more of an opportunity in the big school.
Exactly.
It helps to narrow it. Well, that's good, and it does divide it. Instead of 3, it divides it into 4 offices, which lowers the numbers a little bit
That's
as well.
correct.
That's good. I was here this morning, actually, earlier today for another meeting, and I don't have as much time to come here as I would like. But I noticed the halls were full, but manageable in between classes. How do you feel it's going in terms of the flow of students?
Well, it's amazing. I think that's the only way to describe it. I think that you have to be here in the morning when students arrive.
Yeah.
It does flow. The school does operate. And the amazing thing to me is, for example, in the morning in the cafeteria when the buses arrive, there's just wave after wave of students.
Yeah,
but indeed, they do find their way.
Uh-huh.
They are basically on time for their classes. There is some minor congestion based on the time of day or the cycle of the week. And I think we try to alleviate some of that in the cafeteria by dismissing students a little earlier out of the cafeteria to prevent some real gridlock from taking place. But
so it's not a holding tank for too long. It gives people, they can sort of be staged there, as it were, and then filter down to their homerooms.
Exactly.
That's good. It is a lot of people under one roof all day, but it's working.
It's a small town.
It is a small town. That's true. I lived in Vermont prior to coming here in a small town, and I've often thought this is just a little bit smaller than the entire town that I lived in, and it's a funny concept to think of that.
When you incorporate staff and students in the equation, we're probably close to 3,000 people in one place in one day, which is the size of some towns in the United States.
That's true. That's true. I feel as if your support staff here is so strong too. You have wonderful custodial people and support staff people. I'm always struck by how clean and sparkling the high school looks. It's well taken care of.
Absolutely.
And that's nice. I would have assumed that you would have noticed that as a new person here, that it's a good physical plant.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you consider that this school is going to celebrate its 25th anniversary in November, truly the facility is in great condition.
That is amazing. Tell me, have you had a chance to meet very many students yet?
Well, I have, and I've tried to meet as many as possible. I've gone out of my way to meet people at the buses, to meet the seniors in the morning as they park their cars and come into the building and say hello to as many people as possible. I've met, prior to the opening of school, leaders of various organizations and class level officers and that type of thing, and feel real good about that. I sense that there's a real good student population here.
Now, your son is a graduate of North Penn,
yes,
is that
he is.
right?
Yes, he is.
And so you saw it from a parent's viewpoint a few years ago.
I did.
Not that wasn't just in the last couple of years, but a few years ago.
A few years ago.
And he had a positive experience here?
He had a positive experience. I think, again, the size of the building provides opportunity. On one hand, you could argue that it's difficult to participate in different activities and sports, but on the other hand, there are a myriad of clubs and activities that you can be involved in. There's something for everybody at North Penn High School. And in my son's case, even though I would have liked to have seen him excel maybe athletically in some things, he got involved in the music program and under the direction of Davis Giersch excelled in that area and found a place for himself.
Yes,
so
that's
I
great.
think like many students, if it doesn't work out in one particular area, there are other opportunities for you to become involved.
I think that's true at North Penn. It is a strength, and almost any student can find some area of interest for themselves
Absolutely.
if they'll make the effort, and there usually are faculty who will help
Yes.
foster that through. Let's talk a little bit about the classroom. And you've been an educator your life. You've had experience as a teacher. You've had experience in special education. You worked in Philadelphia schools. You've certainly seen a lot. I know you're still learning how we do things here and getting a sense of it, but how do you feel about the curriculum at this point? And would you be prepared to think at all about changes you might make, not in terms of specifically what's being taught, but how you might even help that to be stronger?
Well, I sense a strong curriculum here, but like many high schools, I think that we need to strive for more interdisciplinary connections. I think that there's a tendency to teach subjects in isolation. I know that there are some initiatives underway in the building, for example, the Tech Prep program, where there are interdisciplinary connections, and School to Work program.
Yes.
But I think we need to explore more of those connections, in particular for the students that are looking for a college-related type of experience. Math cannot just be taught in isolation. I think the application of math is so important. The connections of math to science, English to social studies, are things that I would like to see happen more in the future, those types of connections. I think indeed technology is an area that we really need to look at. I know that there's been a lot of discussion around technology and how to bring it into the schools. But I don't think anybody can argue the point that today, in order to be prepared to succeed, whether it be in a college environment or in a job place, you have to be technologically sound. And I see technology as a tool. I still believe that you need to develop good critical thinking skills, good analytical skills to analyze, for example, the information that a computer provides. Computers can generate vast amounts of information from their databases, but the key is to be able to interpret that information, to express it and write about it critically.
That's true. That's true. Well, that's interesting. So your hope that viewpoint of yours will certainly be one that you express to the faculty, and maybe in time this will all help to to filter down and to be part of what we do here. So that would be wonderful.
For sure.
That would be wonderful. Dr. Bose, perhaps you remember Dr. Bose earlier this year had an editorial in the paper about safety, issues about safety. This is an issue that lots of parents are concerned about in terms of their littlest child that they send off to kindergarten, and also teenagers and high school age students. he talked in his article about the fact that it's a shared responsibility, that some of the training comes from parents at home. Teaching kids respect and politeness can do a lot to help an environment in a classroom. I guess we're going back to some of the enrollment issues that we discussed a little bit ago, but talk to me a little bit about safety issues in terms of any feelings you might have in terms of the high school and how parents might help to help this be a safe place. What could parents do that would?
Well, I think that first of all, the climate of a building is the #1 priority. That to maintain a safe environment is absolutely essential, and it always will be my #1 priority. In meeting with all the classes in the district or in the building, I indicated a real belief in safety and establishing the proper climate for education.
Mm-hmm.
I stressed a couple real key ingredients to what I feel is student success and for a successful, safe climate. And basically one is mutual respect.
Mm-hmm.
Mutual respect, respect of teachers, respect of themselves, being involved in the school and being committed to your involvement, I think are key ingredients to success. I think that as parents, it's difficult in this world in which we live where there are sometimes violent incidents and sometimes some harsh realities out there. But I always encourage parents to reinforce what the belief systems that the school has. Essentially, if there's a problem, there are people that will help you with a problem. There are people that will work with you in a resolution of a problem. That the violence is something that's unacceptable in our society and only makes things worse. I think if parents reinforce that and reinforce the belief of mutual respect of all groups of people, ethnic groups, religious groups, racial groups, economic groups, and emphasize that to their children, I think it will make a significant difference. I indicated to the student population that you can take a look at the discipline code, and there are pages and pages of the discipline code, and it basically boils down to one word, and that's respect. Respect of yourself and respect of others.
That's really true.
And if we get that type of support from the home, we'll never have a problem with the student.
That's true. That's really true. I think you're absolutely right. Well, I hope people hear you, because I think it would help. If everybody comes in the door that way, you've started the day a lot better. One thing I want to touch on that you just said was that if parents have a concern, they need to not be shy about asking for help and seeking help, because I know it's true here as a parent. If you have a concern, you can contact guidance counselors, you can contact the principal at the home office, your student's home office, you can contact a teacher, and people really are ready to help. I think that's something we can't emphasize enough.
I think that's so true. I mean, if there's a problem or a concern or an issue, depending on where that concern is, there are people to assist you. Oftentimes, there's a sense that parents do not want to contact the school. If there's a problem in a classroom, there's always a fear that if they say something to the teacher, that there'll be some type of retribution, or the teacher will hold it against the student, and obviously that's unprofessional. And I've encouraged my teachers to reach out to the parents and to work with the parents in solving any problems that they have. That's what we're here for, to make each child a success.
Right. That's good. So parents shouldn't be shy.
Absolutely
we need them
not.
to come forward and speak up and do what they need to do. I know that you've been a resident of Towmenson Township for a while, so you're not new to North Penn.
No.
Obviously, as we said, your son's a graduate here. And you have a daughter in our elementary school system, isn't that right?
That's
Well?
correct.
So
Inglewood Elementary.
Inglewood Elementary. So you have a vested interest in our schools at this level and also at the elementary level. Well, we really welcome you to our school. We're glad you're here. We wish you good luck. I know you have a good team of people to work with.
I do.
And I think it's going to be an exciting year. And congratulations.
And thanks for having me.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
This is Gail Tatum. This has been A Closer Look, a visit with Dr. Vincent Cotter, our new high school principal. Thanks for joining me.